think if you want to be like everyone else, then you do what everyone else does. But if you want to be a special, exemplary athlete, you have to do those extra things.
Let's talk about what we do for recovery after a game, maybe physically. What do you normally do?
Well, recovery, I think, is like one of those things where you talk about rugby skills, and it's like no one ever talks about the recovery. And so it's like, in terms of longevity of staying in the sport, it's like one of those things you have to sort of nail down each week. So for me, I love to take an ice bath post-game. I love to get a good meal in, lots of carbs, something like pasta or rice with some sort of meat in there, and veggies. And then I think just also like really working hard to connect with my teammates, no matter what the result of the game was, just making sure that, you know, you get hugs, you get smiles, and you just remember that that job is done, and then you gotta move on to the next job.
I would say the same for me, and it's just timing of doing it immediately. I feel like if I don't jump in an ice bath right after the game and have my protein right after a game, then it's gone. Like that moment is missed, and the energy to do that again is just way overwhelming.
I love a pool or swim recovery.
You love an ice dip.
December, January, I will be in the water. I just love it. I feel so much better afterwards. Like it's like Mother Nature's like cure. Like just let the waves wash over you and you'll feel so much better afterwards. And you know, everyone thinks I'm crazy for it.
You like the cold, I like the hot. I'd go for an Epsom salt bath. I'll just lay in there for a little bit.
Like I'm too big for every tub.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless I'm in a full sauna. Yeah, I feel too large for every tub. Do you find that a lot of your warm-ups are the same or just dependent on what your body needs that day?
I've tried to create at least some sort of consistent warm-up based on previous injuries I had, so my body just knows when it needs to turn on. At least I hope it starts to remember that it needs to work.
I think I'm almost the exact opposite. Every day is a different warm-up for me. Obviously there's some things I know I need to hit, but like if I did the same thing every day, I think I would get a little bit bored and not be as present.
I have probably like a staple of like 10 minutes of the same warm-ups, the same movements, the same activation series, which is crazy boring, but necessary for me to actually play rugby at this level. What about mentally? Like how do you mentally recover from a game?
After a game, I really love to see my family afterwards, or go talk to the fans, go talk to the supporters. It helps you remember why you're out there, no matter what the result was. And then sort of shut my mind off until it's time to journal a little bit and reflect and then do the analysis. But right after the game, I think it's important to just connect with people around you. And that's what helps me sort of remember why I love rugby so much.
Yeah, same. It definitely depends how the game goes, that's for sure. Whether I have to take time and like separate myself in an ice bath or take a lacrosse ball and just like be in my thoughts until I transition off to be with family. Try not to dwell too much on the game immediately. Like you said, write stuff down so I can actually think about it later and enjoy kind of those post-match rugby moments that we love so much. Because it's definitely amazing to recover mentally and just reset whether the game is good or bad, because you can't control it anymore.
I think I really appreciate like the take on journaling that a lot of our staff really encourages. So like post-game, like the hot takes for right after, and then your cold takes once you've had a time to maybe process. Do your analysis, watch it back, and then seeing like the difference of like, okay, so I really focused on those two bad things after the game, but were they actually that consequential in how the game resulted? That release of getting it on paper sort of helps you flush. So it's like a mental flush right after the physical flush, like sort of like before or after your ice bath, before or after your shower. Like both of those really go hand in hand to helping you chill out after the game, making sure you recover well.
I love that.